Hey all, Steve from GuitarNiche here. Working away on this modified Squire Mustang. Modified. And trying to finish a setup here. And what I have noticed is this lovely replacement bridge here is literally on the wood. It's down as low as it can go. And this is causing a couple problems. One is I can't adjust it to where I need it. The string height is not what it should be, okay? I need to get some purchase there. And the break angle is pretty shallow. That's not gonna cut it. It's okay, but the owner is saying that it's rattling a little bit. It doesn't feel right to him. He wants a little bit more pressure on the bridge itself, which we can do. So what we're going to attempt is to bring this bridge up. Oh, let's see. I would say I'm gonna estimate somewhere between 50 and 80 thou. Okay, it's not much, but it's enough to make a difference. Okay, maybe more. We'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, I want to improve that angle. Okay, so I got it adjusted pretty much where I want to see it. Now, to point out an obvious situation here, this retaining bar here has been flipped around. This is the way the owner likes it. He likes this modification. So the problem is, instead of the strings going underneath as they normally would and creating that extra break angle there that we need, they're coming straight through, and that's the way he wants it, but we have to make concessions to make that happen properly. And he's also, the actual trim system itself has been defeated. He's not going to use it, so that's all good. So we're going to have to shim the neck intelligently and find out what it's going to need, okay? And that will be our next job. I've got the neck off, and first thing I notice is this. And what the heck do we have here? Looks like, I don't know. That's a piece of something. And it's got some thickness. Okay. That's pretty hairy. Let's have a look-see at that. All right, so what do we got here? That measures 45 thou. Interesting. Okay. All right, that's interesting. Well, looky. Winner, chicken dinner. I wonder. What do you think? Maybe a 5 and a 1? Because we are going to have to put in a pretty severe shim. Now, how do you think that's going to work in there, huh? Let's see. Oh, that's lovely. That is just lovely. But where are we going to... Question is, at the bottom end here, what do we have? 43 and just over 0.01 inches, a tenth of an inch. 102. Yeah, we're gonna pop that in and just see what happens. How's that? Okay. Oh, before I continue though, one thing I want to point out, you see this junk here, that paint, that's not helping our cause at all. So first thing I'm going to do, let's get that away. Let's see how this reacts. What I want to try to avoid is chipping this paint. See, this particular file has a bald edge on it. I'm just going to make sure that there are no proud areas here. Our sanding block. Yeah, that's a lot of paint. There we go. Okay. Just nibbling that. Make sure that that is flush. Good. 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 Okay, so this was a total of 102 and what did I say? Oh, it was 43. So that's roughly a difference of 60 thou at the business end of things here. So we'll see where that winds up. Now, if this wasn't such a, like, that's a pretty severe shim, but we'll see what we can get away with here. I'm only putting 2 bolts in. My drill is it's on the lightest clutch setting. See, isn't that something, eh? Lovely. Well, we'll clean that up. Pretty interesting. Just checking for center line here, making sure we're good. Well, I gotta tell you, that's fugly. That is one ugly looking shim job. So we're gonna fix it. All right, okay. But where did we wind up? This could go higher to make this work, which is not what we want, because this is set where it's nice. And by the way, this pickup is set more or less at its top limit. It's not going up any higher. It's already pretty proud. So we have to adjust our shim to keep things a little bit more reasonable. This garbage came out. Sorry if I'm harsh on that, but these things just, they're ugly and they suck. I'm just going to say it, okay? They're garbage. Trust me on that. There are better ways. Okay, for instance, I'm halfway where I want to be as far as this neck angle being done. And as you can see, there is a shim in there. But you can see just a tiny little, this is more of a shadow from, the two faces meeting more than anything else, okay? But there is a shim in there, and it's 55 thou. And what that has done, now this is just a, something that gets me in the ballpark. Because this is a relatively, it's a pretty thick shim. Not as thick as I've seen it, but it's a pretty thick shim. That 55 thou has translated to about 5/64 on both sides at the 12th fret. That's our string height at the moment. I want to get that down to 3/64 or less, or whatever the instrument will let me get away with. And there is enough room down here to make some adjustments, but I don't want to compromise this break angle here. I want to keep that as close to what it is right now as possible. So we're definitely getting there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the process is to finesse this neck angle here, or this shimming process, in a, as I said previously, in an intelligent way. Okay, without, yeah. Anyway, so follow along for a second while I set the stage, because I know that 55 is pretty freaking close. I'm going to go for 60. I'm going to say 60 thou is going to give me maybe a couple more degrees down here, and I can fudge a little bit with the wheels, or the height here. If I got to come down a little bit, no problem. Don't want to go up. If I got to come down a little bit, not a problem. If I'm, within the ballpark, I'll be a happy camper. Okay? And I'll show you how that works. Okay? Bear with me. By the way, I should mention that the neck is straight. It's where it should be. Relief is where it should be. And the strings are at pitch. So we know that tension and the nature of the setup itself, this is where the compression and tension are going to live once the instrument is done. So now I know I need a 60 thou shim. What I'm going to use is sandpaper. I happen to find a piece, this is 20 thou thick, so I need to triple it up to get my 60 thou. But we're going to do it smartly. Now, this pocket here measures 3 inches or so, just over, okay? So we want to divide this space up into, because we need 3 layers of sandpaper. That's part 1, but we also want a 4th part, which is a direct connection at the back edge here. That's the key. Out of all of this shim, shalabim, controversy, division, and polarization, this is the key. Maintaining contact between the body and the neck in some form directly will maximize the vibrational energy, minimize tone suck. That's what we want to try to avoid. So this means that if you follow my logic, we got to divide this into 4 pieces. And okay, sports fans, question is, 3 inches divided by 4 is what? 3/4 inches. Easy peasy. So we take our neck pocket. So you're going to have to look at this upside down for a moment. Okay, so here's our back wall, and here's our surface. Okay, and we're going to divide that into 4 pieces. Okay, 3/4 each. Okay, and this is our back edge here that we want to maintain contact with, but we need a piece of sandpaper this long, and this long. Okay, so what's that going to wind up as? So it's greatly exaggerated to illustrate the point, but this is going to be a total of 2 1/4. This is going to be, this piece here is going to be 1 1/2 inches, and this last piece will be 3/4 inches. Okay, so once they are all stacked up, that'll be 20, 20, 20, which equals 60. Get it? Okay. At the end of the day, we'll have a nice graduated wedge. An artiste I am not, but I hope you get the point. Anyway, so what I have is pieces of the sandpaper already prepared. Okay, this is 2 1/4, this is 1 1/2, this is 3/4. Okay, so keeping this together hinged, that will go a long way just to keep things organized. Okay, and I pop that last remaining piece in there as a wedge, and if you look, you can see how it all stacks up nice and neat. Okay, the last bit I'm going to do is just carefully knock out these corners to get the shim to fit a little cleaner in that spot without destroying the, the hinged portion of it. Okay, bear with me. Pop that on there. Whether it's this side up or this way down, doesn't matter. Okay, it just looks neater. Okay, so it's fitting that pocket very nicely. No holes, you say. Why? Because those screws are going to blast through that sandpaper like it's not even there. No need to put holes in it. Okay? Or, well, why don't you just take one of the shims and mill it down and stuff? Well, you can, but this is just as good and quicker and no muss, no fuss. Okay? Simple as that. No special tools, no nothing. I'm just going to pop that on there. Excuse me for a sec. Okay, I'll take a moment and I'll measure this. We're about just over 04 at the 12th fret on the treble side and just over 05 on the bass side. So perfect, okay? Now, how did we get there? Well, this is the other part of the trick here. As you saw, the layered up sandpaper worked very, very nicely. And this accomplishes a couple things. As I pointed out, stepping the sandpaper minimizes air gaps. The other beautiful thing is, under pressure, this sandpaper will stick to itself, stick to the surfaces, and under compression, those air gaps basically disappear. So we have maximum contact and a nice sturdy connection here, and we still have that bit at the back end, which is in direct contact with the neck, between the neck and the body there. Moreover, okay, you can see a little bit of the shim there, but it's not too ugly. You know, if I cut that back a little bit, that'll actually disappear. Okay, and but I'm happy with that. It's a heck of a lot better than the alternative. Anyway, hope you got something out of that. If you're new to the channel, thanks for coming out. I always appreciate the eyeballs. And yeah, that's my story. This turned out just perfect. I'll carry on with the rest of the setup. It should be just peachy. My name is Steve. This is GuitarNiche. Read the description below. There's some freebies there. Visit GuitarNiche.com. There's more freebies there. As always, like and subscribe. Play loud. Have fun. Have a great day. Cheers. See ya.